and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops.
And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, today's date is August 19th, 2021. The time now is about 2:01 p.m. And I'm just coming to you guys, man. Yes, this is another podcast back to back on both days. You guys are going to start seeing that now. I will have the Big podcast that will host a couple of us on the weekend before, which is, let me check my calendar here. It will be on the 27th. I will host a big one on the 27th. It will be a lot of us. It will be a lot of guys on that one. By all means, man, please send me your emails and stuff like that. And guys, do not forget to subscribe. I see a lot of you guys watch these videos, and the one that was the biggest was the quarterback. Who will be the quarterback for the 2021 season? I was scrolling down my YouTube page and I saw that video got about 3.8 thousand views. But 3.8 thousand people aren't subscribed yet. So, I mean, guys, what's going on here? You know? Hey, subscribe to the page. I love all of you guys. And I cannot thank you guys enough. To the Aggie community, man, I cannot thank you guys enough. Of course, it is guys from other teams that, look at the page as well. So I thank you guys as well, man. Once again, this was brought up to me about the Cash App. So, hey, if you guys want to cash out anything, the Cash App name is Javoris money sign. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Cash App name is money sign JavorisJackson. I believe that is. If not, please email me. My email address is Javoris, JAVORIS.Jackson @iCloud.com. Please email me, guys. Email me. Let me know you guys' questions. Of course, I will not be able to get to all of the emails, but please, man, by all means, email me the questions. So today, on today's topic, and this is the big question. I've been talking a lot about defense. Everybody else has been talking a lot about defense. What about our offense? What about our offense? I'm not going to talk about quarterback battle because it doesn't need to be discussed. Me, in my opinion, I already know who's the quarterback, and I have no problem with that. Offensive line. Everybody thinks that's an issue. That's not an issue with me. All right, and I'm gonna give you guys some reasons too why that's not an issue with me. All right, so on here, let's go to this. Let me go. All right, so on this latest edition, guys, first and foremost, I told you guys it should be at least 1 or 2 surprise commitments coming this week for the 2022 class. Please believe me when I say that. I have a sense. I'm sensing the energy presence, and I have a hunch of who those 2 may be. I'm gonna give you one of them. One of those guys. Well, I'm gonna give you 3. So it's either 2 out of these 3 that I believe is going to commit over the weekend. If they don't commit this week, hey, it is what it is. One of them is Bear Alexander. I'm gonna say that once again. One of them is Bear Alexander. The second one is Jacoby Matthews, the safety from out of Louisiana over there. The 5-star safety from out of Louisiana. The first one, Bear Alexander from Texas, 5-star defensive lineman. The third one, and I'm going to shock everybody about this one, but I read something today where he's been having a good time. You know, he has been enjoying the A&M community. It's Shemar Stewart. A lot of Miami fans ain't gonna like that. A lot of Hurricane fans ain't gonna like that. Matter of fact, I remember when I posted something about Shemar Stewart, and it was a Miami Hurricane fan that came on there and said, "Man, come on, man, at least leave with Shemar, man." So that's something that, A&M, poor old A&M, You know, as they used to call us, we're starting to gain that recognition and attention now from a recruiting aspect. So like I say, man, we're going to land either 2 out of these 3 or maybe just 1 out of the 3 this week, I believe. Either Jacoby Matthews, the 5-star safety, 5-star defensive lineman Barry Alexander, or the 5-star defensive lineman Shemar Stewart. Hell, we may just land all 3 of them, to be honest with you, all in one day. That's going to upset a lot of blue blood programs around college football. That's going to upset a lot of them. But anywho, guys, let's continue to move along here. So let's talk about offense. I'm going to go ahead and make this bold prediction now. And we're 2 weeks away, I believe. But I'm going to make this bold prediction now. Jimbo Fisher's offense will be dangerous this year. Once again, I'll make this bold prediction now. Jimbo Fisher's offense will be dangerous this year. Jimbo Fisher will have a top 10 offense. I'm going to say that once again. Jimbo Fisher will have a top 10 offense. Also, I'm going to go on record and say this here, you know, and people can screenshot this, come on back to the podcast, tell me how wrong I was, stuff like this. Texas A&M will beat Alabama at home, and Texas A&M will beat LSU on the road. I have no clue what this talk is about Ole Miss, in which they keep on saying that Ole Miss has a shot to beat Texas A&M. To all the Ole Miss fans that's out there listening, and to all the people that are saying Ole Miss is going to beat A&M, or have a maybe percentage of beating A&M for the upset, I'm going to go ahead and kill that noise now and tell you that's not true at all. It will not happen. I'm going to say this once again. It will not happen. Everybody thinks that Ole Miss offense is going to do everything. What are you guys seeing about Lane Kiffin? That team lost to Arkansas last year. And you guys are saying that they're going to beat Ole Miss, and because you guys seen the game against Alabama, they're going to give them a run for their money? You guys kill me with that, man. You guys kills me with that. Ole Miss will not beat Texas A&M this year. Once again, I'm going to go on record and say that. They will not beat Texas A&M this year. That is a no-go. You guys aren't giving them a shot against Alabama, so why are you guys giving them a shot against Texas A&M? So once again, the offense will be dangerous. They will be ranked in the top 10. And I'm going to tell you why this offense will be ranked in the top 10. First and foremost, quarterback. And I'm going to say some things that when this guy here speaks, you guys need to listen to him. Bud Elliott on 247. I listen to that podcast all the time. Bud Elliott was on there. And, they done the SEC West win totals. Bud Elliott and Danny Cannell. Yes, people, Danny Cannell. Of course, everybody back then used to love to say, "Oh man, you an anti-SEC guy," stuff like that. But Danny Cannell himself and Bud Elliott, man, they both went on record and said, "Give me the over. Give me the over." Bud Elliott himself said he honestly believes that Texas A&M can beat. See, it's starting to get crazy now because people are starting to see what I see. It's all about imagination. It's about imagination and it's about vision that you see, okay? Bud Elliott went on record and said, man, I can see them beating Alabama. Only because of the simple fact of this here. This is the most stacked wide receiver core and the most stacked, talented wide receiver core that Jimbo Fisher has ever had a chance to work with ever since he's been at Texas A&M. Not only at Texas A&M, I think this is the most stacked wide receiver core that he's ever had to work with, period, in his head coaching career. Those wide receivers that we have now on that team. So now it's all about maybe doing a little bit more hurry up, run pass option, stuff like that, in which I believe he will do. That's why I'm telling you that Jimbo Fisher's offense will be dangerous. So Bud Elliott was saying that if they put all the pieces together correctly, and with the wide receiver and the tight end weapons that they have, in which nobody has seen Baylor Cup yet, so nobody knows how to hold Baylor Cup. You put him and Watermelon on that field, man, it is mismatches all over that field. I understand you guys are giving Alabama's linebacking core the #1 title already before they even play. I understand you guys are wanting Henry Toto, I think that's his name, to live up to the 5-star expectations. That's fine with me. And I understand Will Anderson. You guys are wanting him to be great. But I will tell you this here. Those guys will have matchup problems. I'm going to go on record again. And to all the Alabama fans that's listening, and 50% of those guys are starting to believe it like, man, we got a darn good team. But I don't see us going undefeated this year. It's guys that went on record, once again, Bud Elliott himself, that said, I honestly don't see Alabama going undefeated this year. Like, man, I watched this team too long. You're like, how much do you guys believe in Bill O'Brien? I'm going to tell you this once again. Dude was at Penn State. He was not good to me. Penn State was and although, you know, he had to deal with certain things at Penn State. I know that. He had to deal with a whole lot of Penn State. But I just don't see him taking this offense to like a top 5 offense. Guys, excuse me for 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. I had to mute that TV. But I just don't see it. I do not see it, man. So, I'm telling you like this. Don't be shocked if you see Jimbo Fisher just go crazy with all of the talent that he has. Do you not know that this is the most talented team that he's had to work with since that Florida State team? This is the most talented team that he's had to work with, in which he's recruited all of the guys that he has. Need I remind you, that #4 recruiting class was the same class that got out there on that field when they had to play all of those top 5 teams 5 times. I'm going to say that once again. A lot of people continue to forget that. They had to play like 5 teams that were all ranked in the top 5, dog, that year. They had to play all of those teams. That #4 recruiting class is by far his best class in his head coaching career. And just so happened it happened at Texas A&M, in which that in the blue blood program, you know, Florida State was getting looked at as, you know, they still get looked at as like a blue blood program. This isn't Florida State. That guy went 9-4 in his first year. He ended up with the #4 recruiting class the following year, for 2019. Now, you guys come and tell me what coach can say they done that. It may be Kirby Smart that I believe went maybe, what did he go that year? I think 7-6 or something like that. But ended up signing the #1 recruiting class because he had everybody buy into it. Or was it after the national title? I don't know. But this, all of the guys that were in that #4 recruiting class for 2019, they're all out on the field for this year. And the culture is so all the way in there to where every guy wants to play a position on the field, even if they have to switch positions this year. That's why I'm saying this team will be a top 10 offense. So the passing game, this is what people fail to realize and fail to mention. In that spring game, it was not a whole lot of running. It was not. In that spring game alone, Jimbo Fisher had both quarterbacks throw the ball at least 50 times. Once again, nobody discusses that. He also had that team run a hurry-up offense. The reason to why he's doing this is because he wants to use his offensive DNA, which is a pro style, and turn it into a fast-paced moving offense. Not necessarily fast enough to burn out your defense, but he wants to use it faster because now he has a faster quarterback. And I'm going to say that once again. Now he has a faster quarterback. He has a more talented quarterback. He has a more decisive quarterback. He has wide receivers that he knows darn well once they get a chance to break out, they're all going to break out. Okay? Caleb Chapman And I give Kellen Mond all the credit in the world. Caleb Chapman went down. That was going to be the future target going forward throughout the rest of the season for the downfield passing threat. He got hurt. He got hurt, man. He got hurt. So it was what it was. Watermeyer got used a whole lot. And Watermeyer will get used a lot this year. But Watermeyer and Cup will split the load this year, which will make them very, very dangerous in the passing game, man. Let alone, nobody is recognizing the simple fact that Watermeyer can run block too. I'm going to say that once again. Watermeyer can run block too. That's why he was rated so high. That's why he's projected as a first-round target. He run blocks, he pass block, and he knows how to block and get open. He knows how to block, get off his block, go run a route, get open. This is the stuff that people are not mentioning, man. It is so many people that want to see this Texas A&M team not succeed. That is crazy. It is crazy. But I'm here once again. I'm talking some football with you. The running game will be stopped. Why? Because nobody is going to know who in the hell is back there that's going to run the ball. This will be the first time in a long time where you will see Texas A&M run a split backfield. And it's going to be A-Chain and Spiller on one side of one another. I'm going to say that once again. They're going to be on one side of one another. This is going to be the first time where you see the fullback run the ball consecutive times, which is Max Wright, by the way. Shout out to Max Wright. He has moved over to fullback. I told you guys, everybody wants to play a part in this. That is why this team is going to be a top 10 offense. Everybody wants to play a part, man. A lot of people want to say that, well, because of the quarterback situation, I don't see them winning. I don't see them going undefeated. I see them losing to Ole Miss. How in the hell do you see us losing to Ole Miss, man? I'm going to mention that once again. I ain't going to get off subject, but I'm mentioning that once again. How do you see us losing to Ole Miss? Man, y'all better stop believing in that Lane Kiffin hype train. If they ain't got no defense, man, don't come talk to me. Do not come talk to me at all. So, Bud Elliott, once again, back to him. He said that he would take the over because of the simple fact that he sees A&M having a downfield passing game this year out of this world. He didn't say those words, but he said he see them having a downfield passing game. I believe they're going to be faster with throwing the football. They're still going to play keep away. I believe they're going to be faster with throwing football. Also, what's going to help them be a top 10 offense is the defense. Look out for this defense to get a turnover in each and every game. Why? Because I've seen Leon O'Neal go on record and say, man, you can jot me down for at least 6 interceptions this year. They only play a 12-game regular season. 6 of those, Leon O'Neal said 6 of those turnovers, he said he's going to get himself. I guarantee you that each and every turnover that A&M gets is going to be turned into points, whether it's 3 points or 7 points. I'm also going to record and say this here. A&M will beat Alabama by 2 touchdowns. And there's a lot of people that's going to come on here and give me flack. Man, what you talking about? Man, hell no. Man, have you seen the scores all 3 times and you telling me that such and such and such and such? Yeah. Hey, I'm not scared to say that. I'm not scared to say it. Why? Because I've gave you the reason to why I don't believe Alabama is going to be as dominant as they were last year. You can come on here and say each and everything about, oh, well, man, Nick Saban has done this and done that. Understand that, and I respect Nick Saban. And I respect that Alabama team. That is me. I respect them. But you're not going to walk around and say that Alabama cannot lose. You're not going to tell me that. You guys are not going to be homers with me and tell me that I'm a homer when you're being a homer yourself and say that they're going to whoop everybody on the schedule all over again. I'm just like you guys. I believe that when I see it. I will believe that when I see it. I know what's what. Haynes King nor Bryce Young has either started. Only thing that's holding that Alabama team down, to me, in my opinion, is the simple fact of that they have nobody else after Bryce Young. And I heard the guys on 247 say that yesterday. If Bryce Young goes down, man, I don't know. It's nobody else behind him. And hey, they said the same thing I said. Who's after Bryce Young, people? Who's after Bryce Young? It's nobody behind that young man. It's nobody. I'm gonna say that once again. Who's behind Bryce Young? I can tell you who's behind Haynes King. Or Zach Calzada if he starts over Haynes King. I can tell you who's behind. Even if after that, I can tell you who's behind those two. You can't say that with him. So once again, it's been a couple of guys that has, bought into it of, if this Jimbo Fisher offense gets to rolling, man, that shit is going to be dangerous. That is dangerous. I'm already marking it. I'm going on record. This offense will be potent and this offense will be dangerous. This will be the most points you've seen A&M score since Johnny Manziel. And that's it. And I'm going to leave it like that. All right. So once again, guys, I'm just giving you a little tune in. But please, man, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button down there. And just keep on listening. Like I say, we should be seeing some surprise commits throughout the weekend. I hope. And I think, we're going to start seeing some. But once again, guys, hit that subscribe button. This is the Homemade Podcast with your host, J Pops. It's the Homemade Podcast Sports, guys. #GigaMax.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the #Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter @JPops, on Instagram @JPops, and also on Facebook at #Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. #GigaMax.